All right. All right, all right. I am here. I believe we are live. My name is Enchantress Shane, and when you show up to this, it's already freaking magical. So, I want to declare for you and for me in 2022 that you are going to have more success and more dreams come true just by being more yourself. And that is not comfortable. So, I am not comfortable right now. I have so many hopes and wishes and desires I want to impart, and I want to release and let go any expectations I have on myself um, that add stress to my shoulders. So I want to tell you a secret. So I run a program called Fuck Your Fears. It's been a one-woman show. I look amazing on the outside, and what I love the most is how I speak the truth. And a lot of it is awkward, and a lot of it is charming, and a lot of it is real and raw. And most of the world does not want to operate that way. So I'm offering a course. But besides that, right now in this live, my actual intention is for you to live this year without your fears fucking you. So this is the last time I'll be teaching a course under the title Fuck Your Fears. So if you've been drawn to this, I invite you to stay. I invite you to play. So for the last month, like right before New Year's, there was this push to like get shit done. But everything that I had been doing was like not working. Clients weren't coming. Everything was falling apart. I've had 2 years of six figures in a row. And I was a stripper. I was a preschool teacher. I was a therapist. I'm a multi-talented motherfucker. And I'm also really shy and awkward. And I teach other women how to run their businesses. I teach women how to be more in their feminine. But nothing that I was doing was working. And I was nervous, I was scared, and I was frustrated, and I was pissed. So knowing that I have a program starting January 12th, I didn't know what else to do. So I started doing the program to myself and with my clients that I had in the course. And magic started unfolding. So in this live, right here, right now, my intention is to give you space. Hey, what's up, lady? Welcome. To really turn on your imagination. And that is very feminine. So I am here. Let's see if I can find it in this moment. I am here because I love teaching from the feminine. Oh my, where is it? I have a vagina pillow. Here she is. So what's up? Where is everybody from? I want to bring in this vulva. Not because I teach male and female sexuality, but I teach from a place of intuition. I teach from a place of knowing, and I teach from a background of being a behaviorist. Now, how do you know if your fears are fucking you? It's a tricky question, right? I'm here to give people permission in very sneaky ways so that your fears are not manifesting themselves as busyness. So how many of you watching this get really busy but don't feel like anything gets done? Like, I know that feeling. All of a sudden my stove needs to be cleaned. All of a sudden I have to go caregive for somebody else. And then all of a sudden I feel lonely. Like, where are my friends? Am I having any fun? I'm just scrolling on the computer. So for this month that I felt really stuck, I started doing the work with myself as if I was a client. And that was really uncomfortable because I was like, I should know what I'm doing. Like, my ego got really puffed up. Welcome then. Perfect. All of a sudden I needed to go on Amazon and shop for batteries. All of a sudden I needed some winter gardening to happen. And I've been coaching since 2011. So for my recipes not to be working was really troubling to me. Well, I did shop and I did buy this neck piece. So, I did get some really cool things. I bought this big ass crystal. So shopping for me was a place that I could escape to and feel successful, but also feel that physical rush of excitement. So during this month, and I had to write them out. Here's my quirky notes. During the month of me giving myself permission to not let my fears fuck me, and my fears were, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not meant to be coaching anymore. What's the bigger picture? And I went deep into the feminine. What does that look like? It means when I have a big ass to-do list, I got in the bathtub. Hello from Vermont, East Coast. I'm in Rockaway Beach, New York, and this is an interactive play space. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I love when people are here live. It's really exciting. To me, it's like a party. So in 2022, what is, as much of you know it as you know it, what is your big ass, not your dream, but how do you want to feel in 2022? Okay. So my word, my feeling for 2022 is sure. I want to feel sure. S-U-R-E. So no matter what I'm doing, whether it's making me money, whether I feel good about it, I want to go into it with the energy of sureness. So these are the things that happened when I went into my own coaching space with myself, with one friend, knowing what I was doing. I had a month-long romance, which is a really big deal for me. And when I exited that romance, I exited with so much empowerment, and this person was a catalyst for growth. Number two, I got $10,000 deposited into my bank account from some government small business thing. I thought was a loan, but does not need to be repaid. I got 2 new paid in full clients out of nowhere. One I spoke to a year before, and the other one registered for an Eventbrite event that I canceled. Paid in full, both of them. Okay, so that was another 5 figures deposited into my bank. I did not pressure or ask them. And this is all coming from a place of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like shit. I don't think I'm supposed to coach anymore. I'm a mess. Maybe I should invest in real estate full time, like all these crazy things that were just mumbling up my brain. But I did the practices that I teach that I kind of just like stopped doing. I don't know if you know who she is, but Judy Tenuta showed up on one of my lives. She's like this 80s comedian that I really honor, and she talks about the goddess, and she used to have this accordion as a part of her act. And the last thing is I came up with why am I excited to help women fuck their fears. Now, that's clear in a lot of ways. And if you read my landing page, you might still be confused. And that's because I've been doing this work so long and I love learning. So if you love learning, throw up your me. Throw up your me or your yes. Just type yes in the comments if you love learning. Here's the secret about learning is that when you love learning, it's a really genius place to hide. And I'm an awkward introvert, right? I know right now I look like I love being on the video and I love being on video, but I don't love the energy I feel right before. I'm also really self-conscious. Amazing. So I hide these things really well, and it's really healthy for me to share them. And so when I run a women's circle, when I run the course, Fuck Your Fears, it is a place to allow the mess. And it's not like the kind of mess where you're like, okay, let me tidy up and put it back in a box. So I'm really excited to teach these tools because there's nowhere else on the planet where you can show up, be a mess, feel like learn that your mess is okay, and then hit the road and go back to your life, and all kinds of magic happens. Are you into what I'm saying? Are you into the idea that you can be a leader, you can be messy, and you can be successful at the same time? Now, if you are also a woman that compares yourself or reads other people's posts and gets mad at yourself and you're like, why can't I have that? You know, I can get like that. So the secret to when I changed and grew, I don't even want to say changed. I just like got really refined, like a perfect diamond. And then the diamond got cloudy again. You know, you have to keep bringing your jewelry in to get cleaned. So I'm from New York, right? We have this like very strong who's right and who's wrong. And so I have this thought process in my head of like, this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it. And I can get busy with either of those. But if I'm really here to be of service, and actually type yes if you're here to be of service. Like if you're here just to make money in this world, I would imagine you know that this isn't you're being an entrepreneur is not the place to do it. Like if you're driven by money, you're going to get a big smack in the face because I did, so I know what it's like. I could speak from it. But if you're going to go around just being driven by money, that money relationship isn't a healthy one. And then money won't feel good coming to you. So when I teach people to fuck their fears, it's not one specific arena, right? Because I teach from a feminine model. I'll bring back my vulva puppet. And the feminine model is messy. Now, does that mean there's no structure at all? Absolutely not. It means that there's a structure that goes like this, but within that structure, there's exactly. And that's why you're here. I want to make sure I say your name right. Is it Janelle? All right, Enchantress. Exactly. So I teach women to be enchantresses and to be so enchanted with themselves that even if you don't speak up, even if you just get on video and you don't look at it, or if, I don't know, you do something weird, that your energetics of your passion are magnetizing as they are. Amazing. So your passion is usually what may have been given you the label as the black sheep, or you can't exactly get out clear what you do. People just come to you and they say like, I don't know, whatever you're doing, you're just like, you're amazing. I just want to be a part of whatever you're doing. There's practices for that. So when I say a practice, there's like, okay, for the next 30 seconds, let's do this. So we're going to do a practice right now, and only you know if you're doing it, right? So this is a great example of how your fears can fuck you. The logical mind, of course, I'm obsessing about my makeup a little bit. The logical mind wants things to make sense. And we all know that it's fun to be spontaneous and creative and all these juicy things, but we have been trained as women to be like, get shit done, basically to live in a masculine model. So right now, I'm not going to time it, but for 30 seconds, we're going to do something very simple. And if you're just signing on, yes, Ali, I'm so glad that everyone's saying yes. First of all, the word yes is magical. So when you write it, I hope that you feel it in your body. So for, let's say, 10 seconds, so I could use my 10 fingers, we're going to do two things. Excuse me. The first thing we're going to do is hum. So this is a great way to calm the nervous system. So I've written 2 books. I've done a one-woman show. I have an advice column. I do all these things that express myself outward. And what I teach, what we're going to do in this next month, I'm hosting a program. It's a course. It's an experience. Is get inward. So bring your left hand to your heart, skin on skin if you can. And I know if you're in the East Coast, you might be cold. So get your hand all up on your skin, not on your neck, but on your heart. And just notice what's happening in your body. And I invite you to relax your shoulders and relax your asshole. Why your asshole? So fear lives in our root chakra. And if our root chakra, and you might not even notice that your sphincter, your root chakra, your root, your perineum, like that space around your asshole is tight until you notice it. So you might have to make it tight and then release it. Now here's the thing. If that part of your body, if your asshole, your sphincter is tight, it sends a message to the rest of your body to brace itself, to be nervous, to operate in fight or flight. And if you're running your business that way, or you're in relationship to anybody that way, it's going to come across like that. Now, the other person might have no idea what they're experiencing with you, but something will be off and they'll pull away. So this practice is a way to come into the body before a conversation. Exactly. Yes. Before a conversation, before a sales call, before posting. Believe it or not, when you post something and you're in energy of fight or flight, there's a vibration that's attached to it, and you'll see what the response is. There'll be resistance or people will be open. So my role is to help you learn yourself so that you could work through any resistance at any time. Okay, so hand on skin on your heart, right hand on top, relax your asshole, and we're going to take a deep exhale, release all the air. Take a breath in. And then exhale with a hum or a sound. Let's do it 2 more times. I think that was 2. 1 more. Whoa, what a difference. I feel like my insides just melted. Quick and easy tip 1, 2, 3. What I need you to know about me is that the tools that I teach must be efficient, and they must be sneaky so that nobody knows you're doing them. You could do that mid-conversation with somebody, and it will change the environment around you. And that is one way to not let your fears fuck you. We're going to do another way, and then I'm going to ask you to do one thing right here, right now, on your regular Facebook page. Now, hearing that, what happened? Did you freak out? Did you say, bring it on? It's a very interesting thing to manage and be hyper aware of our mind and our body, and they're not always hanging out in the same place. And so I work with high-powered women who don't exactly know how to show they're high-powered. And it's adorable because on the outside, you're probably fabulous, like myself. But inside, there's all these questions. Am I doing it right? Did I do this wrong? Are people listening to me? Am I clear? And that's why my word for 2022 that I want to share with you is sure. Because the truth is, nobody knows if you're doing it right. And the other truth is, nobody cares. You get to decide if you feel, if you choose, if you're willing to declare, I am right, no matter what. So in the chat right now, in the comment, I invite you to write, I am right. I'm going to do it too. I am right. I am right. I am right. I am sure. So claim that right now, right here, and then tune into your asshole again. Tune into your heart. Check your shoulders. Did anything get up, whatever. What is the word I'm looking for? Did anything get keyed up? Yes, you are right. And here's the biggest piece. And you could write this out. You could envision it. You are always right, and you don't have to prove it to anybody. You are sure. Yes, doesn't it feel good? And here's the thing. If it doesn't feel good, you can add in another sneaky sentence that would be like, wouldn't it be nice if I was sure? Wouldn't it be nice if I was sure that I knew what I was doing? It's like these tiny, tiny tweaks so that we don't let our fears fuck us. Now, one of my clients a long time ago said to me, she was a friend and she signed up to work to me. Yes, I'm so glad you're getting what I'm giving. She said, you know what works about you? Because she was so against doing any video. She was against doing any feminine principled work. She said, I didn't even know my fears. And all of a sudden, I felt more free. That's the genius of the divine feminine, where as a masculine energy run anything, it's like, let's fuck our fears. Go walk on fire. Now, I have nothing against that, but I don't need to fucking traumatize myself in order to work through some issues and challenges. Now, I'm not saying that working through issues and challenges in the feminine principles are painless, but I don't want to go, but we're not going to go at it like we're ripping off a Band-Aid or like chest forward, raise your sword and cut off someone's head. But it's more about like, ooh, what feels more enticing? What feels more exciting? What turns me on so that even if I feel scared, I want to do it anyway? So that's basically where this course, I wouldn't even say it's a course. I've been saying it's a course, but it's an experience. It's a 30-day immersion, and it starts this Wednesday, and it's very small pods. And I am so psyched about what I'm teaching because it's the exact genius that got me back to myself, that got me to receive the $10,000 to get into a month-long relationship with a guy and exit it with so much empowerment. Yes, amazing. Well, that's why you're here, right? Like I do things scared. I've invested in coaches that I was like, what am I doing? 4,000 a month? Oh my fucking god. Have I ever skydived? No. Have I ever walked on fire? No. Like there's certain things that I see as fears, yes, exactly, that do help me grow. So the point is, that's who I love working with. Women who take action. Like in the beginning, I have a very big heart and I've worked with kids in prison. I've worked with families with children with autism. I'm a behaviorist. That's my beginnings. And what I noticed was I was meeting a lot of victim energy. Like, woe is me. I can't do that. I can't do this. And blah, blah, blah. And I realized it would trigger this part of me that was like, let me save you. I can be the one with my positivity to save you. I'm not doing that anymore for years, but now even more than ever. I love working with men and women that are like, I don't know, I fucking don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's the kind of leadership that I love. So if you are that kind of leader, I want to know, who do you lead? And this is my challenge to you to post on your regular Facebook wall. So the sentence is, I am, which we all know is powerful, the leader of. Now, I want you to get really dreamy about this. Do you lead? So I lead, I'll tell you who I lead. I am the leader of sensitive, awkward, creative entrepreneurs. Okay? Now, not everybody is willing to admit that they're awkward. And everybody says, Shane, you're not awkward. Thank you, goddess. I'm like, you have no fucking idea how awkward I am. Like, and it wasn't always fun. It wasn't like, ha ha ha, I'm awkward. It was painful, anxiety, all kinds of attachment, that kind of awkward. And so now, when I teach groups, I love the women that step forward, like you, Janelle, and say, like, I do everything scared. Because our fear energy is energy and we own it and nobody can take that fucking shit away. So if you're using fear energy, cool, it's your energy and it gets transmuted. So I'm here to work with the leader of the leaders, right? So you probably teach leaders, you probably lead leaders, and I'm here to lead you so that you can rise up and bring all your people with you. So who are you the leaders of? Who are you the leader of? You know, are they like, so one of my clients, she revealed that she loves Beavis and Butthead. And she was mortified. She's like, oh my God, it's so not girly. It's so not feminine. I'm embarrassed. And I'm like, are you kidding? How much of a gem? Oh, look at this. You're fucking amazing. This, you know what? I don't care what happens from this live. I feel really connected to the enchantresses and the goddesses that are here right now because it shows me a beautiful reflection of where I am. So everything I do, everything you do is a reflection of who you are. I just want to also show off my fancy markers. Bloop. They're so fancy. And not only that, but they have two sides to them. Yes. Oh my goodness, Beth. So I own the Awkward Academy. And here's the thing about being awkward. Our world is turmoiled with leadership. Like, we think we know. I don't say us. But the world thinks we know what leaders should look like, act like, sound like. And we are the new paradigm of leaders. We are the leaders that are like, guess what? I'm awkward. I'm also wearing pajama pants and a dress. I also have gas. I also like to lay in bed till 11 a.m. I love making crowns. I have a pussy puppet. Like, this is the kind of leadership that we need. And even if it's starting in your small pocket of the world, now is the time because we are in desperate need of leadership. And for every single one of us, 500,000 500,000 women more are in this fucking group. That's amazing. But you know what? There's millions more women that have no idea what feminine business or even the divine feminine principles are about. They're running on old, tired paradigms of to-do lists and exhaustion. And for the month that I gave myself the program that I teach, because I didn't know what else to do, and I knew that going forward with desperation wasn't going to work, all these amazing things unfolded. And so I love that women like you are showing up here. Like, you're taking in the awesomeness. You're seeing yourselves as leaders. So I'll read them out loud because that's powerful. So Janelle says, I am the leader of my destiny. I walk with the powerful, determined, and badass souls. Beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm crazy awkward, but it's actually helped my business. Yes. Awkward is so charming. It attracts the people that are meant for you. Yeah. Now, many years ago, when I first started coaching in 2011, I wanted to help all mothers. And what happened was it didn't work out because there were many different kinds of mothers. But what did work out about working with all mothers that signed up to work with me was they were noticing that if their energetics on the inside were not self-expressed, were not held, were not seen, were not opened up and released, that their family would be impacted by it. Now, whether you're a mother or not, you have a business. And so your internal workings, your inner landscape is so crucial to your business. You are your business. Now, I think that you all probably know that. We can all use reminders. I love reminders. But we're coming to an end. And so I challenge you to go on your regular Facebook page and you can, so my challenge is you can write this statement. I am the leader of, just as a declaration. I'm gonna see if I can pin it. I could. Okay, great. So to do that for yourself, I am the leader of blank city, blank, 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 and see what happens. Because right now, in this moment, we are in an energy together. And this energy is attracting exactly what we're wanting. So relax your asshole again, get really clear, and just like move your body around, give yourself a circle. Notice that you're leaning and sitting on a certain part of your body. Maybe it's your lower back. Maybe you're sitting on your vulva. Maybe you're leaning on your hip. Get really centered, feel your feet on the floor. And we're gonna do 10 seconds of gibberish. I mentioned something we were gonna do for 10 seconds, but let's do it right now. And I'll tell you why after. But of course, if you have any questions. Okay, ready? We got 10 seconds. Even if you've never done gibberish before, this is the opportunity to do it. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'll start. Okay. I have no idea what that was. Part of me was like, oh shit, is this some secret language I didn't even know existed? Why do we do that? Was it easy or was it hard? Or did you just watch me and not even do it? What was that like? And here's why. Our linear logical brains are only limited by the past and the future. That felt amazing. Awesome. Amazing. Yay! Fun! If we stay in the mind to create our worlds, it's limited by what we've seen and known before. I love taking women beyond the land of logic. I don't know how old everybody is, but there was the movie. Yes, you watched. Great, Lydia. It was interesting. Cool. And just as a check-in to be like, I can't do that, or my mouth wouldn't open, or thank you, or I couldn't get sound out. It's like fucking with your brain in that way is the best way to stretch yourself. I don't want to sit in an ice cold tub to stretch myself. I don't want to run a marathon. I don't want to walk on hot coals. I want to fuck with my brain behaviorally. Yes, 39. Okay, good. I'm 45. So I want to refer to certain movies that were fucking amazing, like Labyrinth, The Never Ending Story, Muppets Take Manhattan. And those movies were unlike anybody else had seen. Of course, we're all hanging in the same, you know, is it 70s babies? And the reason why we're so important is we have old school values, but we also know how to use the fucking internet, you know? So we're cooler than most everybody. Sorry if I'm leaving some people out here. But the idea that speaking gibberish is so ridiculous and so like out of line, but that's where our creativity is, right? So I created the Fuck Your Fears quick and dirty. Thank you, dear. I just got bangs yesterday and I kind of don't know what to do with them. So I'm feeling extra gorgeous. And I get distracted easily by compliments, but in my week of like, I'm just going to shop every day, like I had a thing going on, I bought this necklace and it was amazing. We're obviously way cooler. So I want to invite you into something. Again, if you just take this, what we did today, we did 3 tools, 4 actually. We relaxed our assholes. We hummed. We posted on our Facebook wall, your I am statement about who you lead, which you might get clients from. Let's see. And we spoke gibberish. It's 4 things. So these are the important things. Like, that's a lot of tools in fucking 31 minutes. So I am hosting a Fuck Your Fears quick and dirty. It starts on Wednesday. And thank you, goddess. And it's really about turning your inside into the enchantress that you are. And we're going to go deep and we're going to move on. And we're going to do physical body practices. We're going to focus on connecting in sisterhood so that we can all support each other in moving forward. Now, I don't know about you, but I want you to go look in the mirror if you can and just notice that these 4 practices have softened you. I can see it in myself. And so that softening makes you open and receptive to more things that can come into your life, right? The feminine energy is about receiving. And so if there's any part of you that's like pushing forward or whatever, things that don't feel good, my role is here to show you and give you space. I'm not here to fix you or change you or do anything crazy, but just to help you refine so that you can have even more beyond your wildest dreams. Now, if you're into human design at all, which I love, I'm a projector, a splenic-led projector. So I'm here to lead the leaders. I'm also here to see into the future, which means I can see something for people that they might discover for themselves 4 years into the future. I've had people come to me and they're like, Shane, you told me about this 8 years ago. I didn't do it until now. I'm like, well, that's your jam. I'm only here to be invited. So if you feel a yes to work with me, let me know. I'm going to put up my program here. It's called Fuck Your Fears Quick and Dirty. It's the last time I'm teaching it under this title. And it's really the divine feminine leadership, but it's getting into the trust of that at very deep levels. And when I say deep levels, it's not like a very specific outcome. It's more the way you respond and the way you avoid things that keep your fears in place. So I help women fuck their fears when they would normally be too busy or get sidetracked with over caregiving. So I work with nice women. I work with women who are either recovering people pleasers or currently people pleasing in ways that just keep everything sort of fine. So let's turn up the dial in 2022 so that you don't have to operate from being fine, because fine sucks. So I would love to, here's the offer. It's $489 times 2. Or $888 if you pay in full. And just for everyone in this group, I'm giving away 2 truth booth sessions, which is a very clear and direct session that helps you get over or realize the fear that's fucking you and the bigger vision that you haven't even gotten to yet. So I call it the truth booth because I don't hold back. I really just give you like action steps and what I'm noticing in the moment. Um, so I would love to know if anyone has any questions on this course, but I also want to invite you to just feel what it feels like to be with me in this energy. You could read the landing page. It almost doesn't matter. What does matter is what's in your heart, what's in your body. If you were to take a breath in, what does it feel like right now being in connection with me and your world? Like, what is it like for your world to be with me in my world? And is that something you want more of? So I'm here. You can send me a message. I'll check my other folder. How long is the course? Great. So this one is a 30-day immersion, and we meet twice a week. We meet Wednesday evening Eastern Standard Time, and there's small pods. So this is not a huge group. This is a small pod of women. Ancient practices that I do. The same practices that got me this list of like juicy things that happened after a month of feeling lost and all fucked up. I gave myself the same program and all these things happened. So depending on where you're at, like I love touching on all the different arenas. Um, but guaranteed you're going to feel taller, you're going to walk stronger, something's going to be different, and people aren't going to be able to like pinpoint it. They'll just be like, I don't know, something about you is even more amazing. And in that relaxation and in that kind of feminine presence, you are opening up to receptivity. So for 30 days, we're going to like ninja the shit out of things, but also relax. So every sacred session, we dress up. There's always amazing music involved. There's always challenges that you get. There's a secret community on WhatsApp called the Enchantress Hotline. And it's everything is really small and contained. I'm a big fan of breaking up groups into small pods so that, I'm a hider. So I fucking understand hiding. And I'm really good at it. So I can notice really good hiding. So that's why I keep the groups small. Even when I didn't want to keep them small and I thought like, I'm going to teach big, large groups. It never fucking happened. And my nervous system would get all keyed up. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, goddess, I get it. I'm going to teach small groups so that women feel seen, women feel heard, and women feel the trust through my secret ways. So it's definitely not therapy, even though my background is a behaviorist. This is therapeutic, but it's fun, just like the gibberish, because I was a preschool teacher, and what I learned very quickly was if it ain't fun, they're not going to do it. And in my own world, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. That's why I have all these. I mean, if you could see what's around me, I live in a very fun environment because if I didn't, my world would be boring and I would be depressed. Ta-da! So if you're unsure about this program and you're like, I don't know, it kind of seems cool, I'm going to give you a little secret, another secret, because I love giving tools. Just like bring your hands to your womb space, or if you feel really courageous, bring your hand to your vulva, your pussy, and just relax. It's funny if somebody just signed on. And ask yourself, ask your pussy, ask your heart, ask your womb space, is fuck your fears, quick and dirty, right for me right now? And don't compute the money, the time, the schedule. All of that will adjust to your desires. So just checking in, like, is this right for me right now? Maybe take a hum. Ah. Oh, that felt so good. And then notice, did you get an answer? Did you get a feeling? Is there something that you want to ask? The best way to join any course, any program, any immersion is to feel. Once you get into the head, forget it. Your mind will force you to do everything except the thing because the mind is just like yes or no, scary or not, dead or alive. right? It's that part of the brain that's like trying to rescue you from taking any risks. And I love the brain. It's something I'm really into in terms of scientific learning, but I like to keep it really simple. So it's either a fuck yes or a hell no. So you're working with the brain, but you're not letting it be in that wishy washy place. It's that wishy washy place that is not sure, you know? And if you were here before and you claimed, I am sure, then you can be sure of yourself without that wishy washiness. And guess what? It starts right now. So, depending on how you feel and how much you trust yourself, it's either a yes or a no. So, that's exciting. And also really vulnerable for me because I'm like, you know, there's a part of me, I use a lot of internal family systems model. And it's like, there's a part of me that's like, come play in my playground. And then there's the part of me that's like, if this is a no, it's so cool. I still like you. Like, thank you for showing up. And then there's a part of me that's like the divine goddess that just wants to lean back and say, like, how's it going? You want to do this? I'm also an actor, so I use a lot of character parts and role play as a part of working with people because I focus on the teenager and the inner child because we have those parts and we can't push them away. You know, those insecure moments when we feel like, am I doing it right? Do you like me? Like, there's no shame in those parts, but it's just learning how to integrate them. And that's something we do together so that when you have resistance or you start to feel lonely and afraid, that you can name that part and give it love and attention and then come back to all the parts, to the most integrated self. All right, so that's it. I'm going to close up. It's 40 minutes. Thank you so much for joining. The link is here. You can sign up if you have any questions. Do not hesitate. But the truth is, the most powerful moment is right now. Once I close this, the head gets activated every single time. And all of a sudden, you're busy, the money, the time, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. I really have only decided and declared I want to be sure with who joins my stuff because I've had women that I kind of talked into working with me and it always fucking sucks for them, for me, and it's painful. So thank you for joining. Have an amazing day. This is Enchantress Shane signing off. Yeah, you're welcome, and jump into my world. I have a Facebook group. I have all these cool things going on, but in the meantime, thank you for joining me live here in the present moment and have a magical rest of your day. Bye.